today I am going to share with you how to create an IVR. So we talk all the time about AI, but sometimes business owners aren't ready to use AI, or maybe you are not quite ready to use AI. Also, if you don't know what an IVR is, you have definitely demoed it before, because an IVR is simply a phone tree. So when you call a doctor's office or some type of business and they say, "Thank you for calling My Vision Agency. For billing, press 1. For customer support, press 2. You've all experienced that before. That is an IVR. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we can actually create that right inside of our HighLevel accounts. So I'm going to walk you through that process today and show you how easy this is to set up. And it may also surprise you to know that we actually have a template. So I actually went through all of this myself and created it. So I wanted to share with you today that process. So hopefully, if you are not using AI, you at least have an IVR connected to your phone number. That way, when someone calls your business and you are not available to answer the phone, that you do have a professional system that is going to answer the phone for you. Okay. Now, this does not use any AI at all. This is just the tool. You will use the voice for calling, just like you would any phone conversation. If you decide to send text messages or emails, all of that, of course, that incurs your cost, but there's absolutely no AI in this. And I actually think it's really cool. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you guys how to get this set up. And if you'd like to demo mine, of course you can. All right. So let me let Anthony in. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Make sure you can hear it in case I play. All right. Okay, guys. So to set this up, let me first show you the template. So if we go into our automation workflows and you go to select a template and you search for IVR, you'll see we have this template here. So you can just click that and click continue, and then we'll actually add that template to your automations. So it's not like you just have to start from scratch. And I actually started this way because I think it's really cool to know basically what you need to add next. Okay. So when I click here first and I go into the triggers and I choose IVR, you'll see that there's only one trigger for the IVR. So you cannot have voice AI connected to a phone number and IVR. It needs to have its own phone number, which makes perfect sense when you think about it, because you can't have AI answering the same phone call that the IVR is answering. So they do need to have their own phone number. But if you have multiple phone numbers, you can actually connect one to the IVR and one to the voice AI. So you definitely have lots of options here. Lots of times business owners, they do need something like this. So it would even be a great entry-level offer, and then maybe upgrade them to, or encourage them to upsell to the voice AI. Whatever their needs are, it's just cool that we have the ability to help them with that. You'll see here the IVR, and you can choose your phone number and your account that you want to choose. And then the next step here is the welcome message to the caller. Now, I'm going to click here first, and I want to show you what we do have one trigger for the IVR, but the workflow actions for the IVR are gather input from the call, say or play a message, connect to the call, end the call, and even a voicemail. So you could have them say, "Hey, leave me a voicemail, when you hear the beep," and then you will actually hear that conversation. And all of these conversations will be in your conversations tab. So if they do leave you a voicemail, it will show up there. Now, the first step that we can see here, you'll see that we have the option to say the message. And if we say the message, it's actually like a robotic message. So you don't even have to record yourself. But if you did want to record yourself, which I'm going to show you mine in just a minute and how to do that, you could just upload the file and then it would be your voice instead of just the robotic voice. Now, the next step here, we're saying, and if we read what it says, "Hello, welcome to," in my case, I said, "Welcome to My Vision Agency." And that's all you have to do for that point, okay? Now, the next point is where we're saying, press 1 to hear the list of services, press 2 to leave a voicemail or whatever. And I do love how the template guides you in all of that. Now, after that message has been played, what we need is basically a conditional logic step here that is going to say, if they press this digit, do this. If they press this digit, do that. This digit, do that. And then if they press some wonky thing, then they're going to go down this none branch, okay? So we have list of services. So again, we could say we're answering that question. So we've told them press 1 for this. And then here is what they're going to get when they press 1. So here's a list of services being offered. If they press 2, this says record your message. And then you'll see we have this voice message step here. Here's where you play the beep. So this is just a standard, like leave a message at the beep kind of thing. You can also transfer to a specific user, if maybe the sales department or something like that. And then, of course, you have the dump branch here where it says you have not entered the correct message. And you'll see that it has these additional steps, but I'm actually going to just show you an easier way of doing that. All right. So that is the template here. Now, let me walk you through my IVR that I created. So the IVR step is here, right? It's triggered to my phone number. And then we have the next message. So I do want to play these for you guys if you don't mind, because, and hopefully you can hear it, because I just want you to hear how nice and professional this sounds as opposed to using the robotic voice. So I'm just going to play this just so that you can hear the flow and how I set this up. First, let me know if you cannot hear this too. Thank you for calling My Vision Agency. Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so that's all you have to say. It's just welcome. All right, now here's this number loop, and this is the amount of times the message will be repeated. Okay, so by default, it's 1. Now, all I did was say, welcome to My Vision Agency. I didn't say anything else. Now, here in this step, this is where we want to collect the information. So we want them to do something. We want them to press 1 or 2. So I'm going to play that message for you here. To learn more about our program, press 1. If you're a current member of our program, please press 2. Okay, so I've asked them to press 1 or 2. Now we have this conditional logic that's going to filter this. So if they press 1, they're going to go down this branch. If they press 2, they're going to go down this branch. And then again, we have the none folder here. So here, they're going to hear a message about My Vision Agency. I won't bore you with this. It's only a minute something, but you can definitely demo it if you want to check it out. So if they press 1, it's basically saying, do you want to hear more about My Vision Agency? So I talk about My Vision Agency. And then the next step is where I say, press 1 for this, and I'll let you hear that. To help you choose the right plan, please select from the following options. If you already have a HighLevel account, press 1. If you do not have your own HighLevel account, please press 2. Okay. So they're going to press 1 or 2. And when they do that, we're going to send them through this conditional logic. Now, here is something that is really important to note. Because we've already collected information from this step here, we are also collecting information here. So when we map this out, we need to make absolute sure that we're choosing the correct inputs. Now, by that, what I mean is, if you go here to the step, you'll see when you scroll down, we have IVR gather. So you want to make sure that you're choosing that information. And you'll also see this is step 1, but this is up here. We actually want to capture the information from this step, okay? So I'm going to choose step 2 here, and then I'm going to choose digits is, and then I'm just going to type in 1. Now you want to do the same thing for 2, and of course, up here, we would make sure to choose 1, okay? Now, when you're building this out, you won't even see 2 because you haven't built it yet, but just for clarity, you just make sure that you're choosing the correct step in the workflow so that it knows which 1 and which 2. Otherwise, you'll be in this weird loop that's happening. All right, so now if they say yes, they're going to hear that, and then they're going to hear this, and it's going to tell them to press 1 or 2, and then they're going through this option here. Now, here in this message, I'm going to explain to them all of the options for when they already have a HighLevel account. So I'm going to explain the plans there. And then in this step, what I'm telling them is, here's all the benefits if you already have a HighLevel account. And then I just sent you a text message to access the plans and all of that. And then I even say in the message, if you are calling from a phone that does not have the ability to text, you can go to myvisionagency.com/plans. So we do want to make sure that we are telling them the link that we're sending them because, like I said, sometimes people call from an office phone or a phone that does not receive text messages. So we just want to be clear about that to cover all of our bases. Now, the next step here is when they do not have a HighLevel account, and then I'm going to send them, explain to them all of the benefits and everything that we offer if they do not have a HighLevel account. And then I'm going to send them the link to create one. Now, we also need to have a dump section here where if they do not, like, let's say they get to this point and they click 9. What we're going to do is we have a step here that says when the condition is not matched. Now, you can see all of these steps I'm choosing. You can see the step in the workflow up here, say, play, IVR. All right. So again, you're just going to either play a message or you could choose say a message and then have the robot say it for you. Just type in the text. But you could record your voice here and then play it. And then once that message has been played, we're going to add a go-to step, and then we're going to send it back to this step here. So let me play this to you so that you understand why we're using that go-to step. So if you're following along here, they've come to, let me make sure no one needs to come in. Okay. So if you're following along, they've come through this step. They said, yes, I want to hear more about my vision agency. They pressed 1. Then I'm telling them, all about the benefits. And then I'm asking them press 1 or 2. And then they've pressed 1, they go down here. They press 2, they go down here. Now, if they press 3 through 9 or anything other than 1 or 2, they're going to get this message here. It looks like you entered an invalid number. Listen to the options again to make your selection. Now we have a go-to step, and then we're going to send them back here where they're going to hear this. To help you choose the right plan, please select from the following options. If you already have a HighLevel account, press 1. If you do not have your own HighLevel account, please press 2. Okay, so that completes the IVR on this section here because we are basically tying up every loose end. This is really the only challenging part when it comes to creating an IVR is just making sure that you're tying up all those loose ends. And when you're testing this, you want to make sure that you test every scenario that you have available. So now let's say someone calls, they hear this message here, and they press 1 or 2, and this time they press 2. They're going to go down this conditional branch. They're going to hear this message, and then you'll see here the record a voicemail step, which actually I should remove this. I'm just going to leave it though. But we'll say that's what that message was for. Now, in the none branch here, again, we have that message that says, looks like you chose something invalid. But this time, we're going to send them back up here because we don't want to send them here because they have to press 1 to get to this point. So here means that they, instead of pressing 1 or 2 for these options, they press something like 9 or whatever. And so they're going to go through this branch here, which will circle them back here. So that completes the entire loop. Now, I told you I wanted to tell you how you can create the messages, and I actually use Descript. So if you are using Descript, when you go to record, you can actually choose audio only. And hopefully this doesn't hijack my mic. Let me go back to Descript just a second. I'll open this one here. So you can see if I go into Descript and I click, I'm afraid to do it because it always hijacks my mic. But you'll see the ability to record audio only, and then you can export as an MP3 audio file. So when you do that, you can upload this to your IVR. Now, I want to do that. I want to upgrade. I think I went back to the wrong window. I'm sorry, guys, when I was showing you that before. But I want to use Descript because I love that I can use the studio sound. I can also edit it really easily. And so that is just, I literally created this whole IVR in just a few minutes. So you can see basically my whole IVR and how it all breaks down. So I want to stop sharing now because I want to see if you guys have any questions. Any questions or comments about that?
I'll just say this is ridiculously helpful and intuitive, and I can't wait to start using it.
Yeah. And it's so much easier than the voice AI because you don't have to worry about like prompts and all of that. And I also feel like you are really controlled with where you're sending them. The voice AI, it takes a while to train it to get the right prompt and make sure that everything is exactly how you want it to be and control the information. But when you use an IVR, it's so cut and dry. It's just, here's the message, do this or do that. And then if they do that, then you're saying this. So I just think it's a lot more simple. And I also think business owners, they already know when you say, we need to create a phone tree for you, they already know what that is. And so you have less objections like we do with the AI.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Tony?
Yeah, this is really cool. This is exactly what I need. It's crazy. My question is, other than the 2 phone monthly charges, are there any extra charges to run that workflow?
No, the only thing that you have to be concerned about is not concerned really or aware of. Obviously, anytime we're using the phone, there's the phone charges, right? And then anytime you're using text or email, there's those charges. But like I was saying, there's no AI used in this at all. So the only charges that you will incur is just those normal things if you send a text, an email, or you're using the call feature.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around how to upcharge. If I do this for a client, how do you charge for that? Because you have no idea how much they're going to use it.
But it would just be like coming out of their wallet. So
Got you.
yeah, so if they have $20 in credits, then all that's gonna come in. And it's the same as if you send a text message in your workflow, it's the same as if you went to the conversation tab or you're using the app and you send a text message that way. So it's all those normal charges. There's nothing additional, which is, I think, really cool. So what's awesome about that is they don't need to have the unlimited employee or whatever. They just use their normal credits. And then you could charge a ridiculous amount of money to set this up for them and they'll pay it because imagine a business owner who is not using an IVR and the phone's ringing off the hook. One, the phone's not getting answered if it's 11 o'clock at night, likely. But two, they can route the calls appropriately. And so if you, especially being like a solopreneur, if you want to have them leave a voicemail or you want to send them a text message or maybe you want to route them to your voice AI or a salesperson or whatever. Oh my gosh, it is so awesome to be able to do that. And you could also create messages and I know you guys have all seen this at every office. You can say, for our business hours, press 3. For this department, press 4. And so all of that eliminates the need to have a person answer. And it's so easy to update as well. Because if you change your business hours, you don't have to go back in and change your documentation for voice AI. You just go into that step and then record a new message or whatever.
No, I totally get it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I forgot about the wallet feature, so I was just trying to wrap my head around how would I pass on the charge because I'm not on SaaS. So I have to figure out how much. I guess that's the benefit of SaaS. I can't wait to get there, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, there's lots of strategies and things like that. And what a lot of people do when they're on the 297 plan or 97 plan, you have to go into the account and then check the usage logs and see what they're using. But a lot of times people will build in $50 into the plan. So if you normally would charge $150 a month, then maybe you want to charge $200 a month and then include $50 of credits. And then if they go over $50, then you will charge them. Chances are people aren't using that $50 anyway, but they're not seeing the nickel and dime. They're not seeing all these additional charges coming in unless they do some kind of reactivation campaign or something like that really uses all those. And that's why you want to put that safety measure in place and say up to $50 will be free.
And you measure that in the wallet. You control that in the wallet.
If you're on the SaaS plan, you can control it in the wallet. But if you're not on the SaaS plan, you just have to make sure that you're checking every month to make sure that they're not going over that $50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bridget.
Yeah, you're welcome. Andrea?
Hey, Bridget. That was great and much needed. Thank you so much. I was just wondering, what was your thought process when you put that IVR together as it relates to your business and tailoring it? So I'm sitting down and I'm pull up the recipe and I can go through your video again and see what you did, but my business is a little bit different than yours. And I have another question in regards to that after Keith. It's totally not related, but what was your thought process in putting that together?
So first, and I haven't been quiet about this, at the end of every year, I like to update my snapshot and relaunch our program because in October, HighLevel has the Level Up Summit. And I just want to make sure that when I give you guys a snapshot, I see people do this all the time. They just create one snapshot and leave it for years. But I want you guys to have the most up-to-date features and all the capabilities. And so during this time, what I like to do is test some things and set things up. And then I want to get it all working like I want it to work. And then I'm going to duplicate that in my snapshot for you guys. So when I'm thinking about all of that, I'm thinking, do I want to, if my plans are changing, which plans are changing, by the way, of course, you guys still have everything you normally have and the price, and none of that will ever change for you guys. But so those things will change. And so I'm thinking, what's the best way for me to put a system in place that will still give me the result that I want while I'm still revising my plans and all of that? Because it doesn't make much sense for me to go through the trouble of training my AI right now and focus so much on that when in a few months, I'm going to have to retrain it and redo all this again. So I thought I really just need to set up an IVR. Now that I've set it up, though, I feel like maybe I'll just keep it because here's why. You realize when you are getting a traffic that most people have the same questions. And so most people are calling because they're either a member and they got locked out of their account for some reason, or they want to know more about the program. So those are really the only two options that I have available. Now, I could add other things, of course. I could say, if you want to speak to billing or sales or whatever. But just for me, that's really the only two things that people ever contact me for. So then that would be the two steps. Here's the welcome, thank you for calling. And then here's the two steps. So it's my way of guiding people where I need them to go so that I know the questions they're going to ask. So I want to answer that with the IVR. So when they press 1 to say, I want to know more about my vision agency, I'm telling them all the things about my vision agency. And then at the end, I'm saying, now, before I tell you about the plans, let me know, do you currently have a HighLevel account? I'm also telling them about HighLevel before we ever get to that point. So I'm asking them, do you have a HighLevel account? Press 1 if yes, press 2 if no. And then when they press that, then I can give them the answer like, great, you have a HighLevel account. Here are my options and bonuses for current HighLevel customers. Or, oh, you don't have a HighLevel account yet? Here are my options for people who already have one.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, so that, and also for current members, when they click on that and they say, hey, I'm a member and I need support. And then I say, hey, here's all the resources I have to support you. And if you have an issue, text me back. And that's the other thing. These numbers, you can easily just say, text the number. Right? It's not a different number. I could set up like notifications in there for myself. I have all the capabilities in the workflow to notify a team member, transfer a call, send a text message. I can do all those things. And then if someone texts me, then it goes right into my conversation tab. If they leave me a voicemail, it's in the conversation tab. So I don't really have to think about setting up these different automations because they all show up there for me to follow up.
Great. Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Sorry.
Hi.
No longer, you have a question?
I think he accidentally unmuted. I
No
got you.
worries. A couple quick thoughts from today's training and what Anthony mentioned. So if you wanted to charge, just for the sake of argument, $50 a month for a 6 employee, 6 humans using a sub account, and you set up this IRV with a setup fee or a bonus or whatever, the way you would do that and have them not mess it up is you as the agency admin can create workflows, but not give any of the sub account staff access to them, right?
Yep.
That's not a trouble or something. Okay. Then the next thing would be if you kept your IRV one of the options could be, so maybe if they say, yes, I'm already a member or not, either way, you give them option 1 is this, option 2 is that. And option 3 is if you want to be transferred to my super knowledgeable AI voice, hit 7, and then it just transfers to another $1.25 number within your sub account, and they can have a conversation with them then. Would that make sense? Or is that possible?
Yeah, you would just, let's say that that option was to press 2 and you wanted to go here, and then you choose the IVR options. So there's one, I thought there was one that said, connect to call. Let's see. So you can select the user. Let me see. Bridget's phone. Bridget's apart. Okay. So custom number. Yeah. So you could just choose the custom number and then add the number here. So it would just transfer the call.
Yeah. So you have total control and can make this as complicated or as simple as you want with tons of numbers. Awesome.
Yep. Yeah. Really cool. And to the business owner, you guys, before I showed you this, I really want to know, before I showed you, if I told you I'm a business owner, Tony, since you raised your hand, I'm a business owner, Tony, and here's what I need. I need that cool system where, like, when someone calls my business, it routes them to the right places. If I was the business owner asking you about that, 1, would you know that we have that feature? And 2, would you be completely overwhelmed? I don't think we can do that. I think that would be like way too complicated.
I used to punch actual phone lines into a circuit board in a giant office tower. It was one of my first jobs. And those systems used to be incredibly expensive to do. So to do it out of an app that you pay $2 or $4.97 a month for is ridiculous, with AI voices and endless cell phone numbers for essentially free. It's crazy.
It is. It really is. Yeah. And you just made me think I'm going to look up IVR and I want to see like the companies and what they're charging and all of that, because yeah. So let me just show you here. Tony, I'll get to you. So here is just, I think this is probably just the tool or the platform. So $15 per user, inbound, outbound. So here's some, you guys, we have so much.
Showing a different screen, Bridget.
My bad. Here, this. Now you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just Googled IVR. I don't even know if this is really a company that does all of this, but see, they're charging like per user for small teams. They get, I don't know. You definitely look all that stuff up because you'll see IVRs can be crazy expensive. But here's the thing, like Tony, I know you have a niche. If you create a really awesome IVR for HVAC companies, you could just duplicate that over and over again. You could even use like a cool AI professional voice if you don't want to use your own voice, or just use the robot to do it and just record all of those messages. And you really don't even have to re-record them. You could just duplicate that entire system. For billing, press 1. For customer support, press 2. Just use it over and over again. And it provides so much value to the business owner.
I'm totally going to dissect what you gave me.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to take it apart. I'm actually going to apply it.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to use
You
it
can
every
create an entire business. It's also a really good entry-level offer. And how do you find clients who need this? Call any HVAC company, and if they don't have it, that's your customer.
The thing is, it's rubber stampable.
Exactly.
Just rubber stamp this thing. It's like an assembly line.
Yep.
So like it's really easy. You just set it and forget it. Really, you just got to worry about getting the clients. I love it. I'm definitely gonna integrate it. I forgot my question. I think
That's okay. I do all the time.
I'll provide some cover for 2 minutes. Think of your question, but you know how HighLevel, one of the original things was missed call text back. And the idea is that if they don't get a call, if a customer doesn't get a call back, a prospect or a lead doesn't get a call back in 7 minutes or something, they almost always call somebody else. With the IVR, with the ability to put your own voice in, you can put a little humor. You can just say, our HVAC techs are in the field and they want to concentrate on the job they're doing, but we absolutely don't want to miss your call. we have a few options here, or just leave a voicemail wherever, whenever. You can enhance the stickiness of that call with no person being able to get to it yet. And then you can text them information, do all the rest of that stuff. So it's pretty powerful if you have the copywriting for it and the logic.
And for people like Manolo, who have customers who are in Spanish and English markets, Manolo could create an IVR that says, for English, press 1. For Spanish, press 2. And then send them down the branches. Tony, did you remember your question? I promise, Andrea, I'm coming back to you.
Yeah, actually, are you able to, in that workflow, are you able to add something that it captures information, like phone number, name?
So it'll definitely capture the phone number because, let's see, it definitely captures the phone number because that's what's coming in. Let me get rid of this. But I don't think what you could do if you really needed that functionality, you could have the send a text message or something and say, hey, what is your name? But I don't think that there's a
way for this to leave a message. I thought you said that. There was a way.
Yeah.
So before they leave the message, could we leave a recording saying to make sure
yeah.
they leave their email, name, and there you go. They can, I'm thinking out loud. They can leave their email, name, and phone number.
Yep.
Okay, and
Yes.
what I wanted to also add about adding your name, your voice, is that for free, you could use 11 Labs, record your voice or any other voice, and just type in your text, especially if you have your recording in 11 Labs already. You can just keep that recording yourself in there and just write out your text. It'll spit out your file, and you could just upload it right in here.
Yeah. Yep. It's pretty crazy.
That's pretty cool, man, especially if you could add the recording to remind them to leave their email and their name. That's really neat right there.
Yeah. And then the recording of the call shows up in your conversations tab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is something that you should go through anyway, because you ought to see what the client wants.
Yeah.
Maybe in there. That is awesome, Bridget, man.
Yeah. Cool. Glad you're excited about it.
Very excited. I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna start messing with it, because here's my story. My brother calls me up yesterday and he tells me that they just got everybody phone numbers and they called the business line and everybody's phone went off. We gotta fix that.
Yeah.
But
And
like,
that's
it
an
became,
easy fix.
yeah, this is it. This is the fix right here.
Yeah.
This is really
Awesome. Andrea, you have a question?
Yeah, I'm really excited because not everybody's using this feature at all, and I'm definitely going to implement it. But I have a question in regards to just need a little coaching here in regards to business and the 4-hour work week and that setup. The 4-hour work week, the way how you have it set up is you do videos regularly on YouTube, right? My setup is, my niche is event-based marketing, right? I have 2 packages. One package for a person that's wanting the system, and it'll have some basic features and stuff in there. But the other package is if I'm going to use the play and have them do ads. So I'm going to follow up with that. As far as advertisement is concerned, not paid advertisement, but like using YouTube, how would you recommend I do that instead of, because I'm not advertising Go High Levels per se. I am putting together a snapshot. In this snapshot, it's going to be tailored to people in that industry who needs the service. But I don't want to, I don't know. Yeah, how would you do that in YouTube?
With the 4-hour workday, you don't have to do it every day.
Okay.
So I am live in our community 5 days a week, but I post 2 videos a week to YouTube. And the other days I'm just available. I always present something at the beginning. And then we have our open office hour sessions. I love being available every day because I feel as business owners, we're working every day and every day we have new questions. And so as a coach, I want to be available during that time. So what would I share on YouTube? If event planning was my niche and I was reselling my white label version, I would not ever talk about HighLevel. I would just be showing Like here's an example, how to set up a annual golf event on autopilot, title of my video. So when I create the video, I want to show them using my system how to set up an event. Now, there's going to be 3 different type of people who are watching that video. They're going to be the DIY, and this is why I talk about the 3 plans that you should always create for your business. Only 3 plans, because a lot of times we're tempted to just create 1,000 different offers, and then you have to have 1,000 different workflows, and it just really complicates things. It also complicates things when you are in meetings with people, because if you have all these different offers, it just really creates a mess. So I recommend creating the 3 plans for the 3 different types of clients. It doesn't matter what your niche is, they're all the same. You have the DIY, they're low budget, and they just really want the tools. Okay. Then you have the done with you, and they're the ones who want the tools, but they're educated enough and motivated enough to actually use the tools. And they may want to outsource things like custom builds and VA services and things like that. And then you have the done for you who are just like, I don't care what you do. I don't even want to hear about it, honestly. I just want to do whatever it is that I do. Maybe I'm the celebrity and I'm hosting a golf charity event and I'm busy doing my stuff. And I'm hiring you to do all of your stuff for me. So if I'm looking for that person to help me with this or knowledge to do it myself, I'm probably going to be looking on YouTube. And so what you want to do is be the solution that they're looking for. It's just that simple. So when you're creating your YouTube video, how to put your golf event on autopilot, and you're showing them, those 3 clients are watching and making a decision in their brain. They're saying, oh, I need those tools because I can do this. Like that, I think I could figure it out, and I can't really afford to hire someone anyway, so I'll figure it out. So they're signing up for your tools. Now you have them with you, and they're
I
like,
looked with that though. It's not individual events, it's event spaces. And it's really spaces that like they do birthday parties, weddings, and so forth. So it's not like golf events it's an event space. So that's what it's niching to. So you would still do the other
So-
plan to show people how to build this out?
what if you're selling them then?
And it's going to be pretty much like a snapshot that has low high level in it, but it's tailored, like the pipelines and everything is tailored to event spaces. And I'm going to add this.
It's the same process though, right?
It's the same process. So it's not enough to.
So it's really, all you're doing is just catering to those 3 people, those 3 different types of clients. They're always going to be the ones want to do it themselves, low budget, the medium where they're like, they really want to do it themselves, but they're happy to pay more for more options and more help. And then you have the done for you that don't want to be involved at all. Now, maybe in your niche, most people are the done for you, but that is your high ticket and you want that to be your most expensive package. So even if no one ever signs up for the bottom 2 tiers, when you're presenting to them and you say, this is our done for you option, and they're like, wow, that's expensive. We don't want to pay for that. Then you can say, no problem. I do have these other 2 packages. Now they don't provide as much assistance, but you can get the system and you can have this and that and whatever. And then it'll be cheaper and more budget friendly for you. And then they're going to decide, I need this system. Like you just sold them on the system. And if they're watching your video, they're making those buying decisions. And if they see your plans, you could do this yourself. Here's the tools. They're signing up for your SaaS. Or you can take this plan and if they're done for you, then they're signing up for your services and all of those things.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I can do something that have the people that's, okay, so you have your venues, but then you also have those people that support the venues, like your photographers and I know a lot of those people use Honeybook, but your DJs, your photographers, florists, all of those people are supporting the event space owner. So yeah.
You may have a different, just because you have the 3 different types of plans, so you need to have the offers for each niche. And this is why we talk about niching down, because it simplifies things. You also become so much better with the niche because this is all you do. And as the customer, this is what I want to hear anyway. If I'm a coach and I need somebody to automate my processes, I want to go to a coach who works with coaches or an agency who works with coaches because that's what you do. So if you have vendors who are photographers, whatever else there is, you can still have the 3 plans, but you're going to cater that offer to them.
Yes. Makes sense.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Manolo? I don't know who was next. I think it was Manolo. I think you've been.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. By the way, for Español, press 2. For Español. I wanted to ask you on the IVR, only one number needs to be a system number, the number that they call to, because the IVR can transfer to any other number without having to be a system number.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. You're welcome. I need it like that. I saw your little avatar ears perk up and you can do. Press 1 for English, 2 for Spanish.
That's correct.
Love it. Charles?
Hey, question. Oh, how do you, I guess I could have asked ChatGPT, my bad. How do you put the other ChatGPT in there? Like, what is it, like and then it pops up the ChatGPTs? What is it?
Yeah, let me bring up my
You know what
chat.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah. The little @ symbol. And maybe some of you guys don't know. It's actually really cool if you don't know it.
I
But
couldn't remember what it was.
if you
Clicking
have
button.
custom GPTs, you guys can see my chat GPT account. Okay. So let's say that I am in this chat and you can pull in information just by clicking on the @ symbol. So let's say I'm in this chat and I want to use the prompt helper. And then I'm going to say, help me create my prompt. And then we're going to start the conversation. But let's say I'm like, man, I really love this, but I also would love to pull in the information from like my customer support GPT. So now just by using the @ symbol that I can access any of my GPTs that I have in here. So then you can make basically one conversation, pulling in all the different GPTs that you have. So let's say that you have one for email marketing and one for copywriting and one for whatever, psychology or something. And you just want to pull all of those in. Or let's say that you're redoing a website and you have all of these different GPTs like SEO and copywriting, and maybe you like Alex Hormozzi's style and you created a GPT for that. And you want to use all of those in the same conversation, you can use that little @ symbol and then pull them in. Did you guys know that? You could do that? Pretty cool. Keith, circling back to you.
Thanks. In the recipe for the IVR, there's only one trigger you mentioned, but is there an option to wait 3 rings? So if somebody picks it up, if that's the preference for the business, then they can do that. And if it goes to 3 rings, then it goes to the IVR. I don't see it.
I
No.
think, no, there's not.
There are filters, but I don't understand what those filters do.
If that works, and I would have to test that out, it would have to be like the timeout feature. But I'm looking at my phone settings and I don't see that you can, once you connect the number to the IVR, all of the other settings gray out. So I don't think so. It's just going to answer right away.
It has to be an IVR number. So the answer is no.
Okay. And then the next question is, for any workflow, if you have a branch of actions happening, how do you loop it back up to enter into a different branch? It seems like it should,
That go-to feature. Let me show you
yeah.
here.
Oh, you have to hit action go to.
No, there's so you see this go-to step here. So like
Yeah.
when through the IVR, this is a perfect example of that. And they go through here and then let's say they press the wrong number. It's going to go to this branch because it's not 1 or 2. So it goes through the basically other branch. And then this message says, hey, looks like you did something wrong. And then we have this go-to step. So all you have to do is search go-to. And as soon as you select it, it'll make you choose the step that you want it to go to and see how it loops it there. So this is saying, when this happens, play the message and then send them back here. And then they'll repeat this process.
And you can go up, down, sideways. Can you go to a different workflow with that?
you could do the workflow step. If I click here and to add a step, we could add workflow and remove from workflow, add to workflow. Yeah, these options here.
Awesome. Thank you.
So if I wanted to send this to another workflow like this one, I just add that in the step in the workflow. Manolo?
Two things. The one going back to that IVR that Keith just mentioned. The one number that they call to have to be an IVR, and I could transfer to any other number that are not IVRs, right? Are not service numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
Yep. Yeah, you could even have it route to a cell phone.
Okay, thank you. Now I have a question, and I noticed that you just put your picture on your GPT. I'm creating a page as a service for community members. Okay, and it's going to have about 5 GPTs that I created. Actually, I got here from somewhere else, no problem. But I have 5 GPTs there. Now, how am I? Here's what I'm asking. How do I limit how many GPTs my customer or my community member could see? Because let me share this with you real quick so you see what I'm talking about. Wow, that's a lot of screens. This one right here. All right, I hope you can see my screen. Here are my GPTs.
Now I can. Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so I have these GPTs right here. Here's yours. I have these GPTs that I created and I put, of course, images on it. How could I limit I don't know if I need to limit or they can only see one at a time because I'm going to give them links, am I right? But if I create a page, they could see one. And I was just looking at what you said, the add symbol. You could add some of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So for anyone in ChatGPT to be able to use the @ symbol and pull in the GPT, they have to have it in their account already. So they would not, like if you just gave them a link to one GPT, they're not going to be able to access your other GPTs unless they've already used it at least one time and they have it in their account.
Okay, so that's great. So when I make my final menu of GPTs, they can only see one at a time.
Yeah. Until you give them access to the other one. Yeah. You would just give them the link to that GPT.
Of course, it'll be on a button that says for this GPT, click here, for that GPT, click there. So they can never go and see what I see on my chat GPT. Am I right?
Yeah. If you really wanted to lock it down, you could always add it to a course and then only give them access to certain areas in the course. So it would be locked down. Right. So let's say you have 2 GPTs, or let's say you have the 5 GPTs and you have a free community and you only want them to have access to the 2 GPTs, then you could just add that to the course area, or you could just do what I do and have your free community. Let me share my screen just to point this out. You have your free community here, or this is, my free community. And I have my GPT and I just put it here. So I don't know if you guys know this too. When you go and put your links here, let me go here. I want to make sure my little Zoom bar is like right where I need it to be. So let's say that I wanted this GPT. I only want people who are logged into my free community to have access to it. So I can mark this as private. And then you will have to log into the free community to be able to access this. So that's all I did. I just added a link. I made it private. Now, if you go into the membership area or the paid community, let me go into that, then you'll see all of these others for my paid members to use those GPTs. So I do the same thing here where I go and add the links. I make them private. You'll see that it says private there.
What I was going to do is I was put a link on because I only have a free community, a link to a page that will have all the GPTs.
Yeah, so you can. If it's just a basic page, they'll be able to see all of them. So
as a free community member, on the right, there will be a link that will send them to a page that has the GPTs to help them with whatever in the business, to attract them to stay in the community.
Yeah. But I will say, if you do it like that, anybody could share that page with anyone and they wouldn't be logged into your community.
You are correct. So maybe I just want to put them on the community as you did, as a private.
Yeah. There's lots of options. Like I said, even if you really wanted to lock it down, you could even put it in a course area.
Deep in the course area, but the
Yeah.
courses that I have right now, I don't have the courses. The videos that I have are free access as long as you join the communities. But you're right. If I take them out to a page, then anybody could use that page to see. If I leave it on the community as a private link, then they have to be in the community to use the GPT.
Yeah. They have to be logged in to access it.
Can I
Yeah.
put icons on the community? No, just links. Am I right?
Can you put what?
You know how we have icons on the GPT?
Oh.
You can put icons on the GPTs in the community. Am I right? As you have it, you only have a link. You only have links.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't let you put
Okay,
it there.
appreciate it. That was good information, though. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, guys. I can't believe this hour just flies by. I swear. I want to make sure to put all of your names on the
Charles
video.
makes it fly.
Like-
Charles always makes it fly.
All of you guys do, because you just always bring such good questions and information. I love it. All right. First in line at the top of my list is Miss Martina and Andrea. And we have Tony and Charles. And we have Miss Frankie and Keith and Vanilla and Maria. All right. So I'm going to call these one more time just to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Martina, Andrea, Tony, Charles, Frankie, Keith, Manolo, and Maria. Did I get everyone? All right. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. And just for all of you new or watching the replay, every Friday, whoever joins us in our group coaching session does get their name entered on the wheel, and then you will run a free private consultation with me. I love, love, love to reward my action takers who show up. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Marty, you are the winner today. You say something. I know you're wanting to say something so much, but you're cutting up. I'm reading Martina's mind, and she's, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I thought she was traveling today too, so I didn't even expect her to show up, but super cool. So Martina, if you're in a place where you can't, you might be driving or something, I will send you the email as soon as we're done here. Do you guys have any questions or anything that I can help you with before we go? Martina, you just unmuted, did you?
The windows. Yes, we are traveling. Am I able to be heard now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was saying, yes, I'm so excited. Thank you so much. We are traveling. I appreciate everybody's prayers. That's exactly my mind.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
And just like Tony, I'm ready to implement.
Yeah, cool. I know. I love it too. I was thinking, why have I not done this before? But again, I practice what I preach. I don't dive into things until there's a use case. And then I'm going to dive in. Charles, go ahead and get you before we go.
I guess just real quick. Have you seen a situation where I made a survey and then I had an issue with it? So I was talking with support, and in the process, it eliminated all of my conditional logic. Have you ever seen that before? I put it back. I don't know why that would have happened.
You were working with support on your survey, and then something was deleted? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking-
So like there aren't any like previous versions of surveys. You know how like websites, you have previous versions of websites. Surveys doesn't have that, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was able to put it back. Okay.
Okay.
No worries.
Maybe support deleted it when they were testing.
Yeah, that's what. Well, we were on the Zoom, so
Oh.
it just like randomly. I don't know. So I was just like, okay, and then
That's-
it took a while because I wasn't in position to put it back, and then I sat down and then I put all the conditions back. It's a good thing I knew it.
Knowledge strikes again.
I mean, good thing it was logical. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, just before we go, I just had to share with you what I will be doing this weekend. If you guys know, I got all my Alex Hormozy books. Super exciting. So I'm already about 40 pages in. You guys, come on. I'm going to have to be sharing. I'm going to have to bring the Hormozy lessons to the table for you guys. Because, man, if you have not read them, definitely, I would honestly say, if you're interested in reading any of these books, so much value. But I would start with the first one, the leads, and then the offers, and then the models, because it really does go in that order. And he does a really good job of sharing like really important information, but in a way that's easy to understand and wrap your head around it. So if you're struggling with traffic, getting leads, creating offers, or your money model, I definitely highly recommend. I haven't read this completely, but already just 40 pages in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain explosion right now. I'm literally taking notes.
It's free on Spotify. His Spotify, the podcast called The Game. He just put all the modules. I just finished listening to it this morning. And then he has free courses on his website. You don't even have to enter your email. But I think it goes offers first, then leads, then money models.
Is it?
That's
I
how
don't-
he released them anyway.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. However he released
So,
them in the order you should go.
Bridget, if you were to share, actually, I'll ask on Monday. Never mind. Have a great week.
Oh, now you're going to make us all wait.
No, it's a continuation of what you've done before, but just looking for a Manus created prompt for ChatGPT for the full meal deal from Mr. Hormozy, not just the one book.
Oh, so I did create that. I did share my Manus conversation. Were you in the open office hours?
I was, but it didn't include the third book.
Oh, yeah. You have to have a PDF. And there's lots of people passing around things. There's a few Facebook groups that are passing around all of these resources. Eventually, there will be a PDF of the latest book, but I just have not found it yet. And he was,
But I have the PDF of the bonus lost chapters, and
Yeah.
he watermarked my email, my full name, and my order number for the latest book on every one of the 140 pages or whatever it is. So he's trying to nail someone, but it just slows
Yeah.
it down for him.
and part of his offer was the AI that
Yeah.
basically all he did was create use FormWise or use ChatGPT. I don't know how he's delivering it, but all he did was just train the AI on his book. I'm sure he has a really great prompt and adds.
Yeah.
all- and
His claim anyway was that in addition to all the courses in the books, so I know I've talked with two people that have done it starts at 5K, then 30K, and then 130K or whatever it was for these sessions with him and his team. And he's claiming that he took notes on each of those sessions and loaded those into the AI also with their
Oh, yeah.
permission.
I'm
So-
sure. Could you imagine having, let's just say that he did just exactly what I said, even with the 3 books. It's like he's got the playbooks and his written books, and he's got all this stuff, even without the extra. You're already getting an enormous value in that custom GPT that's actually super easy to create. You just have to have the resources to do it. You could even use Manus and I did this. He created a YouTube video about emails. And so I told Manus, hey, watch this video. And then I want you to create a custom GPT with all the knowledge files and everything so that I can write emails just like him. And it created it, gave me all the knowledge files and all that stuff. So it's definitely not complicated to do if you know how to use these tools that we talk about all the time.
If Alex's stuff isn't enough, his new president, Sharon Srivastava, he actually hired that Sharon as a consultant earlier, and he was the president of Real Brokerage, which is my brokerage. And he has a really great podcast and a lot of great materials. So you could combine 4 or 5 of these characters together for I think Anthony mentioned he created a board of directors inside AI. Pretty cool what you can do.
I love it. And with the little @ symbol, you could say, hey, pull in Hormozy's emails, pull in this guy's whatever strategies on such and such. I mean, you could create custom GPTs of all of these, just like what it sounds like Anthony created.
And have them debate each other.
Yes. Yeah. Pull it in. What do you think about this, Alex?
That's where it's at. That's what you do right there. Have them debate each other.
Yeah. I love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to take my dog. She's finally getting her stitches out, and I think we're getting rid of this stupid cone that she's had on her head for 3 weeks. So thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you all on Monday. Have an awesome weekend. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.